Alright, I have confirmed that the microphone is on and working, that I can see chat. In fact, I see you. Hello, Jackson. Welcome to the stream. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's hobby live stream. I am Angela. You're watching Hobby Night, and today I want to work on some more Star Wars Legion models. Because you see, I had a guest over this past weekend, and I actually had no hobby work done. So I haven't actually even built any more of these models since the last time that we streamed together. And I figured I need to get on that because I do have a goal for January to work through this particular set. So, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get in. I'm glad that the sound sounds great. Thank you, Alchemical Rabbit, for that. Also, hello, Sammy, Manticore Miniature Painting, David, hello, Robert Waters, welcome, Michael, it's glad to have you here. Welcome back. I hope everybody is doing super well. I know I have been just like enjoying how much I've been diving deep into Star Wars. One of the things that we're definitely going to be talking about today, guys, is the fact that Chaos Cultist and we have started our games of Star Wars The Old Republic. This is my first time playing. He's played before, but this is my first time playing like in a full campaign. I gave it a try like ages ago. And because I did not really know Star Wars super well at that time, and I just don't think I was quite as ready to like jump into a new IP and like dive deep at that time, I didn't really invest too much into it. I played it a little bit, got through like maybe a tiny portion of the tutorial, and then just like stopped. You know, like I think I played maybe 2 hours the first time I played it. This time around though, because I know the world so much better, I am absolutely loving it. I'm playing a bounty hunter, a Sith bounty hunter. I don't actually know if you can play as a bounty hunter now that I say that. As part of the... Is it a smuggler? Okay. I actually was wondering, and it was something I was thinking about as I was getting ready for this stream as one of the things that I wanted to talk about. And it specifically was the difference between smugglers and bounty hunters, because I realized that all of the bounty hunters that I know from the show and the movies and everything, they all end up working for the villains, quote unquote. Like it's always either the Empire or in the Clone Wars case, it was the Separatists, right? Like I feel like you very rarely actually see the Rebellion hire bounty hunters. The one exception to this, and he's not even really a bounty hunter, but like the one play where I feel like they've kind of made it go, like where they've addressed this topic is in Andor. Because Andor was hired technically as a mercenary to work with that team and get, you know, to attack the Empire. So technically he was in that instance functioning as the role of a bounty hunter and less so of a smuggler. And I just thought that was really, really interesting that at least I have never heard of that like subject kind of being broached in the lore specifically. I'm sure it might happen in like the EU, perhaps like the Republic or the Rebels maybe hire some bounty hunters in like that realm, in the expanded universe and everything, but I don't know if it's like, if that's normal or anything. And I just thought it was really, really interesting. I'd love to know your thoughts. Also, dude, right? Sometimes it's so hard, Robert, to just get things done. Especially, I mean, I had a little bit of a valid excuse of I had a guest over and I was entertaining. And I didn't want to just like be like, hello friend who I haven't seen in a little while. I'm just gonna peace out and go in my hobby room and build some things. You just hang out and do whatever. Like I don't know, that felt a little rude. So didn't get too much done, but that's what we're working on today. Sometimes, you know, that's not a bad idea. Sometimes it's not so bad to do nothing. Don't beat yourself up too much if you're not doing something. Especially if you've got other things going on, like you're just enjoying a show, you've got a guest over, you're cleaning, taking care of other things, like sometimes that's okay. You don't always have to get hobby stuff done. But today, hopefully you can work on some hobby stuff right alongside me. Now, I need to get my instructions back open because I had them open and I've even changed the timer on my phone so the screen doesn't darken after 30 seconds, which was really, honestly, kind of frustrating the last time I was doing this because I kept having to reopen the page like every time I look back to double check anything. And gently set this in here to try not to fiddle with the camera because I know if I slam something down too hard, I gets a little finicky. And I need parts A1 and A2 off of this sprue because we're going to be building specifically some of the Mandalorians today. That was my goal, is I want to build that very easily. Some of the Mandos, because I just think very, very cool. And I really like the armor that Maul's Mandalorians specifically end up donning, because they, you know, they mimic his spikes. It was really cool. Oh, speaking of Darth Maul, in my quest to rewatch the Clone Wars and finish what I missed of that originally, we're at the part where we're dealing with the Night Sisters and Darth Maul and his brother, and I'm so excited. I actually realized that while I was watching that, I actually have the little gem that the Night Mother, is that her name? I can't remember now. But I think that's her Night. I think it's the Night Mother. I'm now not sure because that's also, okay, cool, good, because that's a Skyrim thing as well, or an Elder Scrolls thing as well. So I was confused slightly for that. But so the Night Mother gives Savage a like pendant that is supposed to help him. Hello, Jack. You're gonna make this really difficult. Gave him a pendant to help him find Maul, and I actually have that, and I didn't know that that's what it was specifically. Like, I didn't realize it was a Night Sister specific lore thing, and that made me love it even more, because it's a really cool little, I don't know if I have it in here like super conveniently available. I'm looking at my shelf over on the side where I have a lot of my knickknacks, and I don't see it offhand. I think it's inside something else, but like, it's a really cool design because it's a little silver pendant. It's got some teal blue in there, and I actually had thought it was a Jedi-ish thing because of all the blue and the silver, and I kind of associate that color tone with the light side and Jedi. So to find out that it was actually a Night Sister thing and I just hadn't recognized it as that was super freaking cool. Right? It's such a good episode. The Mandalorians do look super cool. I completely agree with you, Sammy. Hello, Sarah Games! Oh no! Rough day with the leftover COVID stuff. I'm so sorry you're still dealing with that. Hopefully it'll be like completely out of your system sooner rather than later. I know you've been struggling with that for quite a bit. Ooh, I'll have to check that out. I've watched Ray Parks do a little bit of stuff with a lightsaber, because like he's am I remembering the name of who that is? Hold on. I'm bad with names. I'm like really bad with names. Ray... Okay, phone, please stop auto-correcting Ray into other words. He is a person. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, that's the Darth Maul actor. I've seen some of his, like, choreography work with that, and it looks so cool. Like, he's such a badass. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I was just confirming, because like I said, I'm super bad with names. Like, there are points where, like, Chaos Cultist and I will be literally having a conversation. He will say a name, and then I'll immediately forget that name, like, 5 seconds later, and have to ask, like, who that is, or stare at him, like, dumbfoundedly as I try to process. Like, I'm like, I just heard this. What was it? It's just terrible. Okay, we are getting distracted. I got distracted immediately, which is not uncommon. Danhausen, go away, please. I now need A3. Okay, let's see. What are all the steps? We need A1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 6, 7, and 8. Ooh! Oh, sorry, we don't need 7 at all because we're absolutely giving this guy his spiky helmet so that he matches Maul instead of the smooth helmet, which is one of our options. That's just unacceptable. He can't not have a smooth head. He needs a spike head. So we'll put that on, and then, so we just need basically everything through 15 except for 7. That is our objective, so let's go ahead and clip out everything, and hopefully my kitty cats will not disrupt me too much. I think technically we'll do this twice, because I think there's a second sprue that's identical. Not 100% certain, but they both look like the Mando sprue, because I think there's 10 of them total. Flip the wrong spike. Damn. I am silent for a second because I have two options. Okay, this is sort of weird. I'm going to show you guys this. This is the instruction. Okay. So A2, A3, or A5, whatever it is there for the legs. Why does this Mando and right there look like he's got totally different legs from this one? Is it just the angle that they've rotated the model in this like display? Or am I tripping? Like, is that... I think it's the rotation. I think they just went to a weird top-down that just made his legs look the exact same length, but like they were bent differently. Which is just... Sorry, that threw me off like really hard there for a second. Okay. Alright, we need those. So... Oh, the arms were what I was checking. So I need 9 and 10. Okay, I've clipped 10 already. And I need 9. So I don't need this 13. Extra. I wonder what that's for. I do need 15. These tiny little bits always make me very nervous. I'm just like, a gun with not in the holster. Why would you keep that as a separate piece? Or is it just this? Oh god, I flung it away. Can't tell. Sorry, you guys can't see it. I can't tell what that is. Is that just is that like the hilt of a blaster? Then like flipped off because it's going into like a belt somewhere? I'm gonna have to look when we do the assembly. That's an interesting. I don't understand. Definitely want a... They have it backwards on this. Am I clipping the wrong pieces? Is that why? No, I'm definitely not. Okay, so also, the instructions on this are slightly wrong. That happens, I feel like, all the time. But it's saying that A6 and A7, basically they're reversed. You guys can't see. Sorry, I keep moving into the wrong position. There you guys go. Yeah, I think it's just the rotation as well, Sarah. I think you're absolutely right there. Dude, David, I agree a little bit. The Legion instructions are a little vague. That is a very good way to put it. And they always don't, like... Thankfully, I have found that the models are distinguishable enough that it's not been too much of an issue, but I do agree with you that sometimes it feels more vague than necessary. The spikiest of... There we go. Alright, so we got the spiky bit. I believe this is his front. Yeah. And 3 and 5 here are his. Those are all of his. Oh no, I need 4 there too. Okay, it's definitely just the back end of a gun. Like, because if you look at this piece here, that is the piece I clipped off. Just like that little section. So for some reason, they have a second, just the hilt of this gun, which I find very interesting. Oh, I just realized. I was like, what is that? Let me scoot. Scoot over here and try to get the... How's that? Is that better now you know the big black, like, R blocking you a little bit? Alright, there we go. Alright, I think that's our last piece. I think those are the pieces for our first guy, so let's get him up. Let's try not to smash his horns on his helmet, because I definitely almost did that. Good lord. Alright, we just need our island. Thankfully, like we discovered last time, these ones are pretty clean. Although I will say sometimes I notice mold lines after I've primed them when I didn't notice them previously. So that is a slight kind of not the best, but you know, it is what it is. Normally, with the distance that you're looking at him when you're actually playing the game, it's not that big of a deal, you know? See? I'm trying not to get too much of my, arm in here. But I'm also... There we go. That's a little bit more comfortable for me. You guys can still see everything all right. I feel like I can see everything all right. Beautiful. I'm also still of the opinion with the Legion instructions, just to go back to that very briefly, that I wish that I did have like a paper version. I know they're trying to, you know, be economic and be able to update them easily and everything like that, but I do kind of wish. I'm gonna briefly switch us over to full screen. Hello. Because I'm going to be doing some sanding real quick, and I'm sure, one, you guys all know what that looks like, but I also want to bring the pieces closer to my face so I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. So we're just gonna go full screen and hang out this way. Hope you guys are enjoying that. Hello, Anonymous! I feel like we haven't talked in forever, sir. How have you been? I had an absolutely wonderful Christmas, as did the Chaos Cultist, as well as a just lovely new year. I hope yours was wonderful. How has your 2023 been? Ah, it's so good to talk to you. Yeah, I do actually kind of see the mold lines a little bit more now that I'm a little closer. But not too bad. Still nothing, like, major that I don't think you'd actually notice. I'm gonna see if I can find one of my other files. The square one is not working quite as I want it to. But alright. I'm back. Got better files. And then I immediately pick up the square one again. There we go. Oh, the cat is back. And he's stuck on my pants. There we go, bud. Please don't tear at my pants more than you already do. It has been a super long time, sir. Oh my gosh, dude, on the Dark Tide streams, I have such a hard time focusing on chat during that because I am so, like, hyper-focused on the game and not sucking and bringing things down for my team. So I'm sorry if we miss seeing you there during that stream. Okay, so I've been thinking about what I want to do with that space behind there. A cat tree, you know, honestly, Sarah, that's not a bad idea. I had not really considered that. I do need to get them some new cat trees and just like scratching posts. One, because this little guy keeps using his claws on my carpet, and I'm renting, so he needs to stop doing that. So I think I need to get him another scratching post because I don't think he likes the current one quite as much as he liked the old ones, which they completely worn out. But a cat tree might not be a bad thing to put there. Because right now, you can kind of see the cases behind me. I'm actually going to be stacking a bunch of those because that's my Lego storage. And as I'm working on the Lego city in here, I wanted to have easy access. So I was planning on doing that. But I might be able to put a cat tree over there additionally. My concern with doing that, though, now that you've brought it up, please don't rub your face all over the camera, boy, is... Whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. Did not get lost in his fluff. They're very cute. Very cute. You just want head nuzzles. Because you clearly don't get enough attention under normal circumstances, do you, boy? This cat is a very well-loved cat. He, like, Okay, he spoons with us, like, in the morning. It's super cute, but he will just cram his little face against my cheek to the point where, like, he is physically moving my head, and, like, it's intense. It is intense. I'm gonna try not to drop the pieces into the cat hair, but you know what? I can't guarantee that that's not gonna happen, because he's got a lot of it, and he'll probably hang out here. How much? Look what he just puts up with. The stream has... Jack, you're like shedding all over me. Okay, I'm not gonna kiss you anymore because I keep getting your fur in my mouth. And I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. That's actually really clean. I love when some of the pieces are just pretty much good to go already. And with minimal effort, like cleanup effort, especially when it comes to like their faces or helmets or anything like that. I still feel like I have like cat hair stuck in my mouth. There we go. Did. That's why. Felt it because it was there. There's so much. Ugh. I don't know why he's been shedding. It's been cold. He should not be cold or shedding. He should not want to lose his fur right now. We're still in winter. All right. Let's check the spiky. Thanks. You definitely need to clean up that because otherwise it's nuts. Sometimes I find it easier to just like clip the excess flack off of my sprue or off of my bits rather than trying to file them down and potentially being uneven. But it requires a bit of precision. I absolutely will. I will let him know and send him your best regards, Anonymous Sikaris. Oh, what kind of dogs do you have, Michael? I'm not really a huge dog person, but I tend to like larger dogs. Growing up, my little sister was super into dogs, and so I had a cat, and she had a dog, so I did grow up with them. But we had a black lab German shorthair mix. She was a really good girl. Very lovey. What? Are you staring? Are you just staring at that trash that's on my floor for some reason? That's just sitting in my lap. I mean, you guys can kind of see him. He's just like haunched and he's just staring dramatically at the floor. Woe is his life. Woe is his life. Yep. Really like the hand on this Mando. You got your PhD! That's awesome! Oh my god, congratulations! I know, like, when we first started chatting, you were working on that, so that is so awesome. Congratulations. What is a junior cross? I know what a Jack Russell is, but I don't know what your other dog type is. I'll have to look that up later. It sounds cute. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I know. I don't know if I'm familiar with what the Westie looks like either. So I don't like this dog is an enigma to me. But I'm excited to learn about it. You're very welcome. Dude, that's super exciting. You're just gonna sit here the entire time. Was that your plan? Okay, sweetie, I know that you are super cute, but I'm about to start gluing, and I don't want your little kitty nose and lungs to be breathing in that fume so directly, okay? So, say goodbye to everybody. Bye, everybody. Bye. I'll probably be back, but it was lovely seeing you, and send me away now. I know, that's not actually what you're saying, and you're giving me a look, but you're very cute. Go. Alright. Look at it. just sitting there. I hope he just continues to sit there. I don't mind if he's in the room while I'm doing this. I just didn't want him like in my lap and then accidentally get plastic glue all over his little furry butt. I just feel like that would be a bad time and nobody wants that. Actually, now that we are gluing, I'm gonna switch us back over to live so that you guys can see a bit more. And I might be a little bit heads down, so don't mind that, but it's just because I'm trying to get things sealed together. And we are going to be using the Tamiya extra thin cement again. You just love this stuff, but like I said, it is a bit smelly. Yeah, I am personally a cat person as well. I still get mutt cats though. Like my I don't know what he is officially. Like I've never like looked into it that hard, but based on his size, his like eye shape and face like patterns, as well as his ears and everything, I'm pretty sure he's like at least a quarter Maine Coon or something like that, which is why he's so big. And then he's got something else in there, obviously, that's making him not as big as a true Maine Coon, because those things are freaking huge and I want one. I don't actually, because it'd be like owning a small, it'd be like owning a large dog, actually. And I've heard that they are quite needy, but I think that's partially also why behaviorally, this boy, he's so lovey. Like he's such a lap cat. He just wants to be like nuzzling in your face at all times. Unless he's just decided he needs a nap, and then he'll peace out. But like otherwise, if he's up, he likes to be around people. And I think part of that is because of that like Maine Coon in him, which are very, from my understanding, like very friendly kitties. All right, let's go ahead and start getting this together. I'm not super worried about a dry fit of the torso. Probably say that and then immediately regret that, but glue on here. And I'm gonna get some glue on the other side too, because I do find I get a little bit of a better bond that way. I do believe the instructions of the glue recommended. Go. Press that together kind of firmly to minimize seams and everything. Sarah, do you have any cats? I think we've talked about this actually. I feel like maybe you have told me that you do, but I'm not 100% certain now. So I'd love to find out. Also, oh, I'm not going to do that right next to you guys. Hold on. Actually, you know what? Enjoy this ASMR of me opening a can. I don't know how loud or like specific that was, but I apologize. Hello, Tom. Welcome to the stream. It is lovely to have you here. We are working on some more Star Wars Legion today, if you couldn't tell from the thumbnail. Let's slightly scoot myself this way. I feel like I keep drifting. One of the problems, I guess, with having a rolly chair is it slides all over the place. All right. Good. All right, and what is our next? Put the legs on. This I do want to dry fit. So this one goes like that. Like it. Guess I don't need to put glue on that other side. That was silly. You want it on this. A little bit on this side. Aw, that's so sad to hear, but I'm glad that you were able to rescue her and, like, give her a good home. Are they 5? Is she 5? Or is she older than that? Like, how old are the kitties? Ours are actually getting a little older now. Jack is 13, I want to say. 13 or 14. And I think Kita is a year younger than whatever he is. So either 12 or 13 herself. They're good cats, though. Alright, we've got one leg on. Happy with that. Dry fit the other one. I think it should go in. Yeah, simply like that. Yeah, it's such a weird that was just a weird angle on that instruction earlier. I think you guys were right. It looks so weird to me. I make sure that the butt gets glue on it so that I can seal it and not get like any awkward seams. That's always weird when you look at a model and you've glued it together and then you're like, oh, I've given you a nice like giant crack in your butt because of the way that I glued this together. That's good. It's not what we want to see at all. In here. Oh no. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it away real quick. I just need to... I'm just gonna hold this in place for a second while I let this dry. Because I was literally about to do... Literally about to do what I just said that I really didn't want to do. Might still require a little bit of cleanup, but I don't think it's too bad. What do you guys think? That doesn't look too bad. They started separating. I should have let the adhesive dry a little sooner or a little longer when I was putting the legs on. Oh, Jack, this is not the time. Oh, little baby kitty. I know that's not actually a baby. Like 7's, you know, a number of years at this point, but compared to mine, it feels very baby. Are they little? Like, do you have like, are they like normal house cat size, or are they giant? Me from doing. He has assumed the position. So he does this to Jack or to Chaos Cultist all the time. Like, he will just climb onto his chest and expect to be held and just put his little head next to your face, his paws on the shoulder. You see how cute the little socks? White socks. Oh. This just turned into cat string. So this stuff doesn't take too long to set, and there's even a quick drying version of it. But I find that one's even more smelly than this one, which is why I don't use it as often, because it irritates my sinuses a little bit. But yeah, this stuff does generally work pretty well, which is nice. I mean, they really are. Are you going to sleep? Is this what's happening here? Are you just nuzzling and going to sleep? It is just kitty cuddle stream. Because he wants to be held. He demands it. Look at him. Oh. Well, I mean, I guess this isn't so bad of a way to spend the stream. There you go, bud. All the love for you. Look at his little paw. I love, this is my favorite thing. My favorite thing is just him, like, holding on and being really, really cute and almost not really human, but, like, kind of behaving that way. So, Leslie, I already gave you your lunch. You've already gotten lunch. Why are you coming and doing this with me too instead of your dad? Normally, it's like, this is rare for him to like wanna do this with me. Like, legitimately, he normally likes the Chaos Cultist like broader chest to be able to lay on because he's a big boy and he takes up all, like, I mean, look how much of me he's taking up. Like, I've got him bundled a little bit right now because I'm like pushing his feet up, but like he's a big boy. And normally he doesn't like to do this with me because I don't feel like I hold him as well, but recently he's actually started like coming to me for this, and I'm just like, I love it, but you only do this when I'm doing things. When I have things that I need to do. At least I can still talk to you guys. Like, that's the good thing, right? Is I can just give him the attention he needs, and then we can chat. And he is aware. Are you trying to be the star of the show? Is that what's happening? You're trying to usurp me as the star of this channel? Do you want a piece of me? Do you want to build some minis? No? Dude, he is so happy here. He's so happy. He's purring. I don't know if you guys can hear him. Here, let me see. Well, now he's actually stopped purring because I've started talking about it, but he was very purring loudly. I don't know if you guys can hear. Michael, do you have big dogs or are they smaller dogs so that, well, oh, you said it was a Jack Russell, which are smaller. Is the Westie also small then? Is that also a smallish dog? Oh, so your dogs are also about the same age as my cats. Aw, that's such a sweet idea, Sarah. Right now, I'm happy with just the two. I don't know if I could deal with more at this point. I get so attached. So I don't want to, like, end up having, like, a bunch of them and then just it being sad. He has trained us well to give him, oh my gosh. Oh, what's happening? Why are you climbing? Okay, he is purring again. Good. I'm also trying to keep his tail down so he doesn't accidentally show you guys his butt. Alright, here, I'm gonna see if I can... Nope, never mind. I was gonna see if I could bring the microphone closer for you guys to hear him purring, but I don't want to risk pulling anything. Oh, Jack, I really do need to work on this Mandalorian, though. Okay? I know you're being very sweet and cute, and everybody's enjoying you, but, like... But... I want to build minis. Okay, good. So he would totally, like, your dogs would totally be able to fit and just do this. He is seriously falling asleep and sliding slowly off my shoulder. I don't know if you guys can, like, tell, but he's, like, slowly slouching and... Look at. Cats do have staff. I am definitely, like... Are we talking about you too much? Is that the problem? You are actually heavy. You're actually heavy. So you can stay here, but you can't be on my shoulder anymore. Good lord. Ugh! My arms. Thankfully, I did not do gym today. Today's one of my off days. But, my arms have been a little sore because we did, I don't know why, but, like, the last, like, arm stuff that I've done has been just intense and just not, I don't know why they feel so weak, but I need to get back to it so that they stop feeling as weak and I can hold this boy longer. Buddy, I am gluing. We are still gluing and the same problem is here. The look he's giving me is one of, I don't care. I just want to be in your lap. Okay, I'm gonna look up, I want to see what a Westie is. This cat's still here. Excuse me, Legion. We don't need you right now. What is... Oh! Got it! I've seen those. Those are cute little dogs. Okay, gotcha. I know what you're talking about now. That's so cute. Yes. We are their servants. In scritchies. This cat loves chin and chest and belly rubs. So many chin, chest, and belly rubs. I mean, to be fair, who doesn't love chin, chest, and belly rubs, huh? Ooh, you're working on some deathcore. Nice. That is really cool. I've never, I don't actually know if I remember what the Forge World deathcore look like. I'm sure I've looked at them before, but because I'm so used to, okay, I'm sending him away and defurring myself a little bit. Good lord, my shirt is now covered in hair. That's the life of a pet owner, right? That's just how we do things. That's just how we do things. Okay, let's switch back over and get back to actually gluing this guy. His butt is sealed. I will probably want to do a smidge of, like, cleanup. Just... I think it's just the glue being a little weird as I was sliding it around, but it's not too bad. Hopefully no one will be looking too much at his butt anyways, and we can move on to what I'm assuming is probably putting his head together. I think that was the next step. Let me get back to the... That is not at all freaking what I hit. Phone, please. Slide. Nope. Oh, I see. I'm all the way over, that's why. Okie dokie. Sorry about the camera. I lifted my phone very dramatically from where I was holding it. Alright, we now need to put... Oh, A4 on. Which is the full gun. Okay, where does this actually... Ah, very easily right. Okay, what is the point? Oh, I see. So this must be where the other one's going. What is the freaking point of separating this from that? Because I'm pretty sure that's where that's gonna go. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. We talked about this last time, of sometimes there are some things that these model companies do where they separate bits of a model out, and I do not, for the life of me, really understand, like, the logic behind it. I didn't actually dry fit that properly at all to see how it pitched in there. Lovely. Yep, just goes directly into... Not good. More like that. There we go. Sealed together. Now let's put his face together. That is actually the next step. Nope. Dry fit, because I want to make sure that this... I mean, so far these things have been sliding together really seamlessly, but I worry. Rough edge here. Sometimes I've found, and this obviously will not work for everybody if you don't have nails, but I have legitimately found sometimes when it comes to, like... You know when you're clipping something and you get, like, the tiniest little bit of, like, excess flack there, and it just looks like a little bit of a rough edge? I have found that if I use my nail, I could just smudge it away. Because my nail's normally stronger than the plastic that I'm working on. And so it ends up just working really well, and I very much enjoy that. Saves me a lot of effort with cleaning. Oh, fun. Good. Nice and clean. Like that. Look at this blank. I liked that that Savage in that Clone Wars episode we were talking about earlier in the stream, when he, like, becomes, buff, frankly. Because of what the Night Mother and the Night Sisters end up doing with, like, their spell. I guess it's their mating ritual. Like, I'm not clear specifically if he's meant to be, like... But that's how they refer to it, I feel like, once or twice in the episodes, talking about it. So, Ventress, which is also very interesting, because I never really realized that, like, Ventress then technically was, like, betrothed to Darth Maul's brother. What a close-knit little region of the Sith, I guess. Or I guess of the Night Sisters. I need to read more about them. Really, I need to read more about a lot of them. But I really want to read more about her because Ventress is so cool. And then the fact that she's actually more involved with Maul than I even realized originally is also really cool. Okay, so we just need to put the head in. Directions is this. I guess it doesn't really matter. Kind of whatever way. Sometimes they actually seem like they want it going. So we'll do that. Get a little blue in there. I felt like there was nothing on my brush. There we go. I'm gonna hold this for a sec. And let that seal and dry. Ah, very cool. If I remember correctly, the Inferno Squad, like, for Legion looks really cool. Like, the minis for that one just look really rad. That'll be fun to paint up. Yeah, I'm a little sad because, like, I am very much concerned when it comes to Legion on whether or not Atomic Mass is going to continue to support it well. And unfortunately, like, I've been seeing stuff online that makes me really concerned that they're going to be doing the exact same thing that they do with every single one of their IPs, which is when they introduce something new, they kind of abandon their old projects that were tied to it. And because they have Shatterpoint coming in, which, don't get me wrong, I'm super excited for Star Wars Shatterpoint. I want to check it out. Like, I like the idea of what it's going to be. Like, I like Marvel Crisis Protocol, but frankly, I think I will enjoy playing with the characters from Star Wars more than I'm going to enjoy playing with the characters from Marvel. So, like, the idea of it, I'm behind. But already I feel like Legion has started to go the direction of literally every past Fantasy Flight or Atomic Mass game, which is they just stop being supported when it comes to the competitive scene and, like, just anything like that, which is sad to see. Like, I hate that just seems to be their MO, and I do understand it to a certain level because my expectation is that the company sits there and goes, okay, well, the bulk of our sales happen in, I'm just going to call it a season because I think they sometimes refer to them as that, but, like, it doesn't really matter what they're called, but, like, this season 1 of the launch of this new game, that is when we are going to make the most bang for our buck. And any point after the launch in that first season, everything from there is going to be less profit and revenue for them because you're never going to maintain that initial interest level, right? You're going to have definitely some fans who maintain, who really get into the game and support it. And, you know, seasons 2 and 3, like those next waves of products that come out for the line are going to definitely, I think, still see a lot of energy and enthusiasm behind it. But the more and more and more of those that we see, the less and less and less people are going to buy of it, which means that they're going to sit there and go, cool, well, we should now stop supporting that. And I think, unfortunately, Legion is nearing that, and it's a shame because I don't want to see it go away because I think it's a really fun game from the few times that I have played it, and I think it's definitely worth, like, I like it as a competitor to Games Workshop in their Warhammer 40k stuff. I just think it hits that mark while still being different enough, and that I really enjoy. So it's really a shame that Legion may be on a continued downward spiral, unfortunately. But that's not going to stop me from freaking painting and building these things up because I still think the models are really cool, and I'll still probably do stuff with Shatterpoint in the future, but yeah, it's just a shame. Hello, Otto! Welcome. Hope you're doing super well. I imagine they probably will work well with Shatterpoint for sure. I'm hoping we get a variety of Night Sisters in Shatterpoint. I mean, I know we're getting Ventress. That's I think a given. And if they don't, very upset because like who doesn't want Ventress? All right, this goes here. Ooh, your head is not dry yet. Alright, well we're just gonna let him continue to dry because I don't want to move him, and while we do that, we'll just switch over to full screen. Do you want to come back? No, you enjoying? You're gonna go over to your blanket now? Come on with me. Here. I set that up for him like 2 days ago, and he's been just really liking being on that blanket and hanging out with me in here while I've been working. Because I have actually, so obviously last time we built Kato. Is that what her... No. Rook. Her name is Rook. It's right in here. I literally can look at it. Rook Cast. Sorry, I don't know why I keep calling her Kato. I think there's a different character that's named Kato, and because her last name is Cast, but then her first name has O's in it, I'm like combining them and turning her into a different character. But we built Rook. I also built Maul last time, but I can't show you him because I've started painting him for this week's tutorial, and coming along quite well, but he's too far progressed for me to share what I've done with him. Unless you're on Patreon, and then you'll probably see him later today, because I do have some plans to show it off to on my Discord for my Patreon members, just so they can see a little peek of how he's coming along, because I'm very pleased with it. I'm very, very pleased. But I also did find the other miniatures that I was missing. So, like, the other day when we started this, I realized I had started clipping out some characters already, and I found them. What ended up happening is I clipped out one of each of the different other characters in the Shadow Collective, and I just got them primed up in white and ready for some paint and everything. Although I do need to do a little bit of touch up on some of their feet from where the putty was holding them down. But yeah, I did find them, which I was very glad for, because I was a little worried that I wasn't remembering where I had specifically put them. But I was smart, and I put them with all the other partially painted miniatures that are upstairs waiting to be finished. There's more of them than I'm willing to admit, frankly. But I found them, so that's good, And I was really surprised when I found them that I hadn't actually built the Mandos up, which is why we're focusing on them today. I want his head to dry. Like, I'm so eager to actually work on these minis and not just chat at you the entire time. Because I want to be productive, but I'm also enjoying chatting with you guys, because I really appreciate, I just want to say, also D4 Dave, hello, welcome. That I really appreciate how active you guys have been in chat. I was really worried when I started doing streaming that one of two things would happen. Either I would not be able to keep up with chat at all, and it would be just a really poor experience for like you guys, as well as just like a frustrating one for me because it was going too fast or something like that, or that there'd be like no one in chat, like it'd just be dead, and then it would just be me essentially live streaming a video, kind of like how I normally do anyways when I'm doing recording for YouTube, where I'm just talking to myself at a camera. So I just wanted to say that I appreciate that it's neither of those situations, that you guys are like super amazing. I've been able to maintain and keep up with you guys, as well as you being very active and like having lots to say. So just thank you guys so very, very much for that. So D4 Dave, I think that they're pretty straightforward to put together. They come off of the sprues pretty clean. I don't feel like there's a lot of cleanup needed to be done. There's some minor like cleanup that needs to happen if you are especially particular about mold lines, but in regards to like extra flack from the sprue like ending up on the model and everything, I don't feel like that happens as much, which is really nice to see. It's a little bit of I actually think the plastic is a little bit more fragile than some of the GW plastic, at least in the way that I feel like it flexes, but I don't actually know if that means it's like more shatter. Like it's going to be more likely to shatter when they're dropped or something. I haven't dropped too many of my legions, thankfully. I'm always terrified too, though, especially with them because of their lightsabers, especially if it's like a Sith or a Jedi. There's just so many freaking like long cylindrical pieces that can break off of them. Yeah, that's what I thought. Darwirol? I'm probably butchering your name. I'm so sorry. Werrol? Darewell. I can't. I'm not gonna try anymore. I'm not gonna try anymore. Otherwise, I'll just sit here and I'll struggle with it forever. But yes, I do think it is a little bit of a softer plastic, or a yeah, softer plastic than what Games Workshop works with. Well, I'm glad. I am glad that you're here to hang out and learn about the game. That's what we're here for. Hanging out, painting, building, whatever it is, and chatting. That's what we're here for. All right, I think this is probably... Yes, I feel like the head is dried enough for me to continue. So I'm going to go ahead and... I'm going to go ahead and actually put this arm first. Because it's on my right side and that's my dominant hand and it's just going to make me feel better about it. Go ahead. I think it's... Okay, yeah, definitely like that. And then something that I do actually think slowed me down with the head is that I didn't put glue on it as well. I only filled the hole on the torso portion with it. So I'm gonna get a little bit of this, kind of get that process of the plastic melting so that it seals together better. Okay. That looks good. That's a gap. I think that's good. I think now this is frustrating. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna move it because I need to see. Look at the... what I'm checking is the orientation of the gun. Ah, it's supposed to go down. That's why it's looking... like they're pulling their gun out of their holster. There we go. This takes. Whoops. All right. All right. I also know, I just discovered as I was looking at my instructions there, the other reason that the arm was looking weird, or that orientation on that particular model was looking weird, I just realized they have two arm options. I can either give him the hand out, like the stop, with the gun being pulled out like it is now, which is what I'm doing, or there is the option with the hand that, or the arm that didn't have an actual physical hand on it, for a two-handed weapon. And that is the main difference. And I think that's why they look so weird, is because it's also showing connecting two different arms to it again. And it threw me off completely. I think this is correct. It looks correct enough. So yeah, we're going to leave that. I got it. So we aren't even going to use this little piece. I didn't actually need to clip it out because it is part of the alternate build, as if they didn't have their weapon pulled out, which is why they actually had it not in there. So that's cool. I feel like I loosened the thing for just actually loosen it. There. Okay, I am actually satisfied with where this is. I'm going to sit here and hold this for a second while it dries. And blow on it maybe a little bit. And also close my glue because I can smell it. I really happy with how that's positioned now. Going with it. Hello, James. Welcome to the stream. Almost missed your greeting there before it went off the screen, but I'm glad that I saw you. Which of the starter boxes did you grab, D4 Dave? Was it the Clone Wars or the first box, or did you get some of the like how I picked up the Shadow Collective so that I could do that set? Did you grab one of those starter boxes? Because I know that they came out with those relatively recently, which is pretty cool. Not, I guess. Let me pull that back a little bit. I don't know if it's relatively recently, but I remember they were like out a couple years ago, I think. And I really liked them. I thought they were a good option if you were new to the game and didn't have those original box sets, where you would get, like I said, the Clone Wars box set, or the, was the first one just called Star Wars Legion? I think the first box set was just called Star Wars Legion. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. I will admit that I have one actual major disappointment with Legion as a game, rather than like how the company's been handling it. And while that's drying, I'm going to discuss this because I actually think it's kind of a thing, and I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts are on it. So when it comes to Star Wars Legion, something that I wish that they had done a little bit more dramatically, and they tried and did this a little bit, but I feel like they just dropped off with it. And this is one of the reasons that I also feel like it's been sort of put on the wayside in regards to Shatterpoint coming and them seeming to really want to focus on like that, is when it comes for Legion, I would love to have seen a lot more tie-ins to the cartoons. Like, I know that they had some tie-ins with Clone Wars, and they had some tie-ins with Rebels, because we got people like Sabine, and that kind of thing. And like, they've even had tie-ins with The Mandalorian, because like, I don't remember if it's out now or not, but I know they had that special Grogu coming out, and there was a Mandalorian box that I do think is out that comes with Grogu as well. So, like, they have those tie-ins, right? However, I really feel like I wish that when it came to the gameplay, they would actually put out mission packs, for example, that were tied to, say, some of the battles in Clone Wars, or allowed us as players to get to play through some of those scenarios. Because, like, I know they kind of try to do that a little bit with some of the box sets, like with the starter box with who you're fighting. For example, in the Clone Wars, it's Grievous versus Obi-Wan. Like, there are scenes where you could, like, say that it's X battle from their history. But, like, would it not have been cool to have a set that needs you to run either Separatists or Republic set in the Clone Wars, and it was Geonosis. Like, it was the Battle of Geonosis. Or Geonosis. Yeah, the Battle of Geonosis, sorry. And, like, you actually play through a campaign that was tied to those battles. And it allowed you to almost, like, recreate them. In the same way that you get to, like, that GW will do narrative campaigns that you get to play through as Space Marines, or, like, just that kind of thing. Like, it just seems like a logical, to me, crossover. Like, something to easily supplement your game. And I don't feel like I've seen Legion specifically do that. And I don't really know why, because I feel like it almost could be treated in the same way that I know some historical war games are literally there for you to play through. Here is the campaign that made up, like, here are the major battles of World War II. Play through these battles, and see what happens. So, like, would that not have been cool for Legion? I just feel like it would be. Yeah, no, exactly, Dave. Like, I feel like it would have been a perfect fit. And that's why I do think they had some models and characters, of course, come in from the Clone Wars, because, like, that's how we got, honestly, Rex. Like, Rex is a Clone Wars cartoon character. He wasn't in the movies. You never got to see him because he was one of Anakin's troopers. And so, like, they brought him in, but they didn't do anything mechanically or, like, gameplay wise with it. And that was sort of the sad thing for me when it comes to the games. Like, I would love that level of focus, and make it almost a little bit more, like, I don't want RPG mechanics in regards to, like, leveling or anything like that, but just having something that is distinctly more narrative and narratively directed by a campaign book. Like, just the fact that they don't do anything like that is very, very weird to me. Oh, also, I'm gonna, let me scroll real quick, because I saw one comment. Alright. August, I see what you've said about OF, but I don't know what it's referencing specifically. So if you want to elaborate, feel free to. But yeah. I only currently stream on YouTube right now. I do have plans in the future to look into doing some online streaming through my OnlyFans, but I have not fully delved into that. I'm actually working on something else in regards to OnlyFans right now, so that's kind of preoccupied my time. But that is something I am looking into. But right now, to answer your question, Kimmy P, it is entirely on YouTube, and it is all obviously safe for work content because we're on YouTube. And mostly I do streaming twice a week on YouTube right now. We have our Tuesday stream, which is the hobby stream, which ends up being me mostly talking to you guys as I wait for things to dry, either because of paint or because of glue. It's just how things go. And then on Saturdays, I like to do a sort of Let's Play stream. So I'll either be playing something solo with myself, or I will be playing something with the Chaos Cultist. In the future, I'd like to start doing some streaming where I can actually play with you guys a little bit more, but I haven't had time to fully organize that. So that's a future thing that will be coming maybe later this year or early next year. Who knows? It'll probably be later this year. But yeah, that is the current plan. David, well, I hope you have a good rest. Good luck with your shift tomorrow. I'm curious why Wednesdays are your busiest shifts specifically. Like, I'm not totally believe that. I definitely feel like when I worked at Games of Berkeley, like, we definitely had certain days that were busier than others, and it wasn't always the, you know, obvious retail ones where it would be like you'd expect Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but like sometimes, you know, honestly, Wednesdays were one of our busier days, but that's because we had D&D nights those days, so there was always a big crowd in there in the store because of that. But yeah, totally. Oh, thank you. I love Anthony Bowens and why am I forgetting his name? The Acclaimed. Who are the Anthony Bowens and yeah, but what's the other No, it's Bowens and Max Caster. I was completely blanking on Max Caster's name for a second. I love them. They're so good. I don't want them to lose the titles, but I expect them to relatively soon. Oh, but it's so good. I hope to see them live, actually. I'm going to several AEW shows in March. I'm so excited, you guys. I'm going to Revolution. Woo! It's gonna be good. I'm gonna get to see the MJF Brian Danielson. I still say his name wrong, even though he's been there forever. I'm going to get to see their Iron Man match. And I am so thrilled, because sometimes in Iron Man matches they get bored and go outside the ring, and we're not like we're not at the front, but we're nearish in the the first set of risers. And so I'm really hoping that maybe they end up like near us, and then I can maybe touch somebody or at least get some closer pictures of them. So that'll be really cool. But it's gonna be so good. Everybody does love the Acclaimed. Please scissor somebody next to you. Everybody, you know, everybody just scissor. If you guys don't get that, I'm really sorry. It's a wrestling joke, and you guys should all absolutely look up the Acclaimed and just see how amazing they are. If you are old school wrestling fans and you just want to just something funny that I think like happened in regards to the Acclaimed, Billy Gunn is with them. He is daddy ass. They like to scissor. And Max Caster is a pretty freaking good rapper. So I love them. I think they're fantastic. They are a comedy they're a little bit of a comedy group, obviously. It's just so good. Sammy, have a good night. I will absolutely have fun gluing the rest of this Mandalorian together. It's only taken me forever. Speaking of which, I should probably get back to it. I got so excited to talk about wrestling. Because it's just one of my other hobbies that I love. But yeah, I am going to be going to Revolution, and I'm super excited about that. Please, all of you, be jealous. It was one of the gifts I got for Christmas. Very excited. We had no idea specifically what was going to be there. I also am very excitedly, in the same vein of people being jealous. I'm also going to get to see Sasha Banks, although that's not her name anymore, it's Mercedes Moné. I'm going to get to see her debut for New Japan, which is going to be at a New Japan show here in California, and I'm super it's gonna be good. It's gonna be so good. I've been to one other New Japan show, got to see the Elite and everything before they had left and formed AEW, which was really cool. It was so good, and I can't wait to go to this other show. Could be good. I don't know if you guys saw that stick to my hand and then fall off, but I threw his backpack. I think the last thing I need to actually put on is the backpack, and then we are freaking done. Yeah, the backpack is indeed the last thing, and as long as I don't touch his hand that I just glued, I think we can actually do this and start clipping out the other one and maybe not wasting as much time. Gently. Quickly, I want to get these like side panels. That's where I feel like it. Yep. Then gently. Oh no. None of you saw that. None of you saw that. That I didn't almost put on his jetpack backwards, upside down, the wrong direction. He would have shot the ground with his missiles and then honestly probably shot himself into the ground if he turned his jets on. That would have been bad. That would have been really bad, but that looks good. I'm happy with that. So we're going to set him aside, and I think we have another commander to build. So we're going to start working on that. Before we do that, we're going to seal up our glue. Dude, while I was working on Darth Maul yesterday, I was painting and I definitely knocked over a paint, and I thought of you guys when I did it because we had talked at one point when I was doing a painting stream earlier that, that I like, it's a problem and it's a risk I cannot take, and then I accidentally did it. So I just want you guys to know. You may have seen on my Instagram stories that I shared that I was like, oh no, I spilled something. Whoops. But thankfully it wasn't too bad. I never watched, so Okami, I never watched during the Attitude Era. I think technically I did I watch, actually, was it actually, would it have been the Ruthless Aggression Era? So the first wrestling match I ever saw on TV, like just in general, like not live, but just like the first wrestling match I actively watched was Daniel Bryan when he was in WWE versus Sheamus when he got squashed in like the 15 seconds or whatever. That was my first match that I ever saw. And then years and years later, I like and can remember. It's the first one I saw and can remember. The next thing that I went to was like a house show, which was really cool, honestly. If you ever want to get somebody into a sport that they are otherwise not already into and don't necessarily have any background to have like seen or really been involved with, my strongest recommendation, because it's worked on me, is I got taken to a live wrestling show, just a WWE house show. Like I think it literally was a house show. So it wasn't for TV or anything like that. It was just a house show. And we went to it and I fell in love. Because the energy at that house show was insane. Like, those people were into it. I think, like, we had... I want to say it was Rey. But yeah, I want to say it was Rey Mysterio. Is he there? No, I think he wasn't there, and that was part of the problem. I remember his name being chanted, because we were in San Jose. And so, like, they just love Rey down there. Which I don't blame him. I mean, like, he's amazing. So, like, it makes sense. But I just remember, like, there being a lot of chanting for him. And then I saw, like, that was one of... So I saw... This was during the era of WWE. The reason this is relevant. This was during the era where the constant Cena versus Orton matches were starting to stop. Which I think was the end of the Ruthless Aggression Era, right? Like, if I'm not mistaken. To rugby? I've never watched any rugby matches before. But I hear that they're, like, very, very, Oh, I'm sorry. I'm misreading your sentence completely, Michael. Let me redo this. You and the Chaos Cultist should do a reactions to Rugby Union. The last wrestling that you watched was Bret the Hitman Hart and Randy Savage. Dang, that was a while ago. Oh, the last thing that you watched was Brett the Hitman Hart and Randy Savage. Dang. Yeah, it's like things have changed since then for sure. I know we do want to add some form of wrestling content to the channel. We're gonna be starting actually a podcast this Thursday, and the first thing that we're talking about is going to be the Bad Batch, because we're both just like obsessed with that show right now, and we have the new season. So after episode 3 comes out tomorrow, the podcast is going to cover spoilers for episode 1, 2, and 3, and just our discussion on it. But one of the topics we want to consider for the podcast in the future is definitely whenever there are pay-per-views, because we watch a lot of them. Like, we don't watch all of them, but we watch a majority of them. Like, sometimes we skip some of the WWE ones, if they're like the third tier ones where nothing's really happening specifically, but we try to catch all of the AEW ones for sure, and then all of the major WWE ones. And I definitely want to, like, we'll probably end up talking about that, because there's a lot of stuff that we can talk about with wrestling. Like, if there's a couple of major things in my life, it is definitely wrestling, Lego right now, and then miniatures, because that's always a thing. But like, I have too many hobbies, you guys. I have too many hobbies. All right, we need to actually work on building this Mando. I keep getting distracted with our cool conversations about wrestling, and then I get too excited, and then I must justify everywhere. I need this to open, please. I know you can't see my face phone, but like, could you freaking open anyway? All right, B1. We have an alternate build here this time. I think... What are your hands doing? Oh, we have 3 different builds. Okay. What do you guys think we should do? Which looks coolest to you? Okay, do we want to go with the... Let me get a point with. Do we want to go with this one where she's holding something in this hand? I can't actually tell. What is that? Oh, she's just pointing. Just kidding. She's just pointing. So do we want to go with the pointing one? Do we want to go with the two-handed holding of the pistol? Or do we want to go with subassembly C, which has her holding a rifle? Is that just more of a... Is that a carbine? I don't know what kind of gun that is. But which one would you guys do you think you prefer? The purple one? Or the... Hasbin Hotel, these figures are from Star Wars Legion. These ones are specifically from the Shadow Collective box set, which is one of the Army Collector boxes that you can get, and what it comes with is Darth Maul, as well as the Black Sun, like a grouping of Black Sun models, these Mandalorian models, which are specifically Maul's Mandos. I don't remember what their, like, title is. Does this say? No, it just says Super Commando. So we've got Black Sun, and then what's the other group? The Pike. I don't know why I forgot the Pike Syndicate. They're fish people. But we've also got the Pike Syndicate. So that's what I'm working on building, although right now we're just working on the Mandos, and they are specifically Maul's boys and girls. And I like them a lot. Do I have the option? Okay, I saw that I have other head options, and I just want to see, do they all get a spiky head, or is it... You don't get a spiky head. You like the pointing one? Okay, I mean, it is a commando, so that makes sense. We should probably build the pointy one. So, well, that is what we will do, guys. Here's my sprue. So, B1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 16. And then 8 and 9 is what we want for the pointy one. We'll go ahead and get those clipped out. Okay. On this side, there's B8. Makes me feel like I'm saying a droid name. over. Sometimes it's hard for me to find a good angle because of where the camera is. That's why I'm sitting there like flipping the piece around. Has been, they are for a tabletop war game set in the Star Wars universe. I personally play a little bit, but more than likely they will be as much for display models as well as much as they will be for being used in the game itself. But like technically they are for specifically the game. But one of my goals for January, because I want to try to get a few more projects completed in full, is I figured let's try to just get this box built up and painted. I don't know if I'll get it all painted in January just because I kind of lost a weekend last week. And honestly, my days are pretty busy. Like, I sometimes forget how much stuff I actually do every week, and it blows my mind. So I don't know if I'll fully get them painted this month, which I'm a little sad about, but I'm trying not to beat myself up too much about it, because I just, really the objective is just to get more things built in general and then painted as I can. So that's the whole goal. But yeah, they are for a skirmish game. A relatively large skirmish game though. Like the scale doesn't quite get as big, I feel like, sometimes as Warhammer 40k, if you're familiar with how large those can be. And I definitely don't think there's like apocalypse style rules for Legion, but it's definitely larger than, say, Marvel Crisis Protocol, if you're familiar with that more skirmish size game. I don't know, I've not played War Machines or Hordes. Would those of you that have played it, is Legion more on scale with that game, or would you say it's more on scale with Warhammer? Because I always associate it a little bit closer, I guess, to Warhammer, but I'm not sure because I've never played Hordes before. I'm honestly kind of, well, because the Mandalorians, like in the world's history though, at this point, have been tied so heavily because of the time period this is set in. I feel like in those instances, the Mandos were always working with somebody. Like, the whole reason that these ones are specifically with Darth Maul is because he took over Mandalore and ruled it for a period of time. And now I actually don't remember specifically how he was taken out of power. I've watched it. I know I've seen it, but like I can't think of it right now, and I don't want to give you bad information. So I think that's probably why they're not like this is technically, this is a faction. It's just a faction of criminals. And I know Mandalorians are not specifically criminals at all times, but in this instance, because they're working for Darth Maul, they are. All right, what did I need? I needed 3 and 4, so we'll get those going. That. Need 6 and 5. I kind of wish, and I don't know if I've seen this, but I kind of wish the dudes would also get these like cool hip armor pieces. Because so far, I feel like I've only noticed it. Hold on, I gotta put this here for a second. There's like a very tiny bevel on that, and I didn't want to accidentally clip the bevel off, which is why I pulled it off screen. All right, those are those pieces. 16 for the back. Guess I should probably flip out the torso. That would be useful. Okay, I have one other spiky helmet here, but I think it's used on the next model. Yes, it is. Okay, so we're just gonna go with the non-spiky helmet, which makes me a little bit sad. I wish they all had spiky helmets. Why don't they all have spiky helmets? So, okay. For some reason, it's very interesting to me. For some reason, assembly A uses head 7, but assembly C and B both actually use head 10. And I don't know what the difference is, because it just looks like the angle of the, like, which direction the face is looking. I feel like you should be able to do regardless of which head it is, so I feel like that's an odd choice, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. Alright, we've already got the arms clipped out, so I think those are all of our pieces. I'm not actually going to clip out the pieces I don't need. Speaking of that, I need to set... have a bowl. I'm going to pop off camera for just a second. And, I have a bowl of Star Wars Legion pieces. That is all of my extras that I've accidentally clipped out off of the sprues. And I just wanted to get that with that so I didn't lose it, and I knew where it went and what it belonged to. Because that's important to me. Let me scoop a little bit this way. There we go. Oh. Actually, while we're in our cleanup phase, we'll just go to full screen because you guys don't need to see that specifically. And this way we can just... I can occasionally glance up at chat and see what you guys are saying, which is good because I see that some of you have answered me about War Machine and Hordes. Oh, are they the origins of the Black Sun? That's right. That's right. That's what they ended up, like, calling themselves. You just made 53 jack-o'-lantern streetlights? Holy cow, that's so many. Do they actually light up, Okami? Because that's pretty freaking cool if they do. I mean, even if they don't, that's still very, very cool. But, like, do the heads actually light up, or is it just that little pumpkin piece with the cutout face that I've seen? Because I have one of those for my, I have a scarecrow. I think that, that has that little piece on it. You know, I actually guess I didn't really realize that War Machine and Hordes were, like, separate entities. I thought they were meant to be played against each other. I just thought that one was more of, like, the feral side of things, and the other was more the mechanical sides of things. I didn't realize they were actually, like, separate entities, specifically. Yes, that is true, James. That the Death Watch were exiled to Concordia, the moon of Mandalore. I think they're still there because I think, like, well, I don't know if they're still on the moon, but I know the Death Watch are still around because that's who finds and saves Jin Djarin in the Mandalorian. Like, that's, I think, who finds him. And also, actually, no, I know they're definitely still around because, well, technically, she's not part of them anymore, but, in Bo-Katan, in The Mandalorian also, did they call themselves, did they actually call themselves the Night Owls in that? Or did they call themselves Death Watch? Because I know she was part of Death Watch and, like, defected, or formed her own group afterwards because of, like, what ended up happening to Death Watch, from what I recall. I'm not really 100% sure, but... Oh, that would be so cool. I haven't tried putting LEDs into my Lego yet. It's not something, like, it's something I want to do because it looks super rad, but I've used one lighting brick, and it was with the blacksmith's I guess it's just the blacksmith. It's the blacksmith piece that you got from the Black series. Or from the Creator series or Ideas series or whatever it's called. So I have that, and that's the only lighting I've ever done in any Lego. But it was in the box, so I don't really count that. But I've not done any, like, botany outside lighting pieces and put those into my Lego, which would be really, really cool. Like, I think long term for the city, like, as I can invest more into that and get more space and stuff and get more elaborate with it, that's definitely a direction I'd like to go. I just think it'd be cool. The details on these models are very tiny and delicate, and I worry about them. I worry about losing them when I'm priming. You know? Like, sometimes when you have just these very shallow lines and you're like, if I accidentally even remotely overspray this slightly, I'm gonna be borked. Stresses me out sometimes. Ah, that sounds so cool. Oh my god, that'd be so cool on a Titan. Have some cool LEDs in there to light them up and everything. So rad. Talk about a project that, like, I wouldn't even know where to begin to approach that from, but, like, the idea of it sounds so thrilling to me. Working on a Titan and making it, lit. Dude, imagine putting sound effects into it. That would also be super cool. I'm just gently grinding away, in case you guys are wondering, the seam line on the helmet. Like, if there's one place where I try to be better about, like, getting rid of my mold lines, it's definitely on flat helmets. Good side of it. One of the reasons I like the spiky helmet is because it has a little bit less mold lines to have to clean up. Or at least they're less noticeable. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I always worry when working on the helmets and cleaning them up that I'm going to accidentally shave off a little bit too much plastic and then make it weirdly have like a flat top or something. I just shave the top of their head off. Okay, that's what I kind of was vaguely remembering, but I didn't want to, like, say too much because I couldn't remember specifically, and I try not to give bad information out. Unless I'm specifically being like, this is me speculating. Alright, I think we are officially cleaned up enough. I don't have a cat in my lap this time to distract me, so let's go ahead and get back to gluing. Oh my gosh, I knocked over my Technic box. It's okay. It was sealed. Everything's okay, but if you heard a little bit of a bang there, that's what that was. Before we do that, let's press fit. You have... I just realized I never actually clipped out her backpack. There we go. There we go. Ooh. How would she be able to fly without her jetpack? She wouldn't. She'd be a Mando stuck on the ground. I actually do a little bit too, Sarah. I actually found sometimes, especially with the softer plastic on these Legion models, that I can actually just use my fingernail to scrape them away. Because my fingernail happens to be harder than the plastic itself, and I can just kind of scrape. Maybe not like the best thing to do, and not everybody's going to be able to do it that way, but it does sometimes work for me. Ooh, also, I just saw your note about frozen fruit for dinner, and that sounds delicious. What kind of fruit is it? Like, my personal favorite, I really like strawberries, raspberries, and pineapple. Like, those are probably my 3 favorites. Although, I guess raspberries don't... Do they count as a fruit because they're a berry? I think they're different, right? So I don't know if that one specifically counts, but those are the healthy things that I like to eat. Bananas are pretty good, too. I'll admit, bananas are pretty good. Not a big fan of apples. I like orange juice. And I like eating an orange and, like, sucking the juice out of it. But I don't always like the skin around the meat of an orange. You know, I think sometimes what happens when I find that these are not, I've just realized I'm not at all for you. Sorry about that. Sometimes when I find that, like, I'm not having these sit together, it's really because I don't actually think the glue got onto the plastic the way that I thought it did. I do love this applicator brush. My life's so much easier. Together? Nope. Nope. Oh my god, Angela, please. I know we said gently, but not, like, dumbly, please. Let's... We are professional. I don't actually think I glued any glue on the bottom. I am going to... There we go. Good, we're just gonna keep it pressed together. Ooh, peaches, mangoes, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, cherries. Those all sound pretty darn good. I will admit, I'm partial to those cherries that have been, like, steeped in syrup. I'm not as fond of, like, raw cherries. But everything else about that sounds pretty darn good. I don't like mango by itself either, but I'd like it in other things. Oh my god, raspberry jam is so good. Like, I love spreading raspberry jam on toast. I don't have it very often, but gosh darn when I do, it's so good. That and strawberry jam, I like both actually. I'm just really partial to both of those fruits a lot. Or those berry / fruit, whatever. Alright, I think that's good. Okay. That is good to go. We need to, I think, next put the legs on, and then we're going to put the little skirt pieces on. This one. And then we're going to be careful this time, guys. We're going to be careful and not move her butt until it's dry. Good lord, the last time. It was a little awkward. I'm worried I have a little bit of more cleaning up on his bum than I really want, but it's fine. That looks pretty good. Just gonna hold it so no pressure's put on it because it's resting on anything. Like, looks good in the front, looks good in the back. Just a little inspection. I think we're okay. Oh my gosh, I know. Isn't that the worst when you have a family member who's like really good at cooking, makes some absolutely delicious things that you love, but it's one of those recipes where it's like, I just throw the ingredients together and I wing it. And I don't really have like a set formula for this because it's slightly different every single time. My dad has something like that where he makes a really good potato salad and I love it. But like he doesn't actually have like a full laid out recipe, even though I've asked him dozens of times for it. Just doesn't. Hello, Wild Wolf Games. Great to see you again. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're going to enjoy it. We are working on some more Star Wars Legion models. If you could not tell, we're building up some more Mandalorians as part of Darth Maul's crew, which I have a painting tutorial coming out for on Friday, and I'm very excited about it. I've already pretty much gotten most of the painting portion done. I have a smidge left to do on the base later this afternoon after I'm done talking with you guys. But after that, I'll be done with it, and then it'll just be moving on to like the speaking portions, which honestly are a little nerve-wracking sometimes for me because I don't want to end up being repetitive, and I always worry about what it is I'm going to say, but I'll be working on my notes later today. It should be fine. Yes, remember to get those family recipes. Absolutely. I don't want to, my desire is to start moving on and actually start working on this, but I've given this like a full solid 30 seconds and I definitely don't think it's actually dry yet. I just am self-conscious of how little I've gotten done because I always get self-conscious of how little I get done when I'm talking with you guys. It's really my fault. I just apparently like to hear the sound of my own voice a lot. Who would have thought? Can you see like my twitchiness of wanting, like, I should do something. I should press this link. But I shouldn't because then I could move the other one and I don't think it's sealed yet. Okay, I do think I can put it down at least. So I'm going to just set her down for a second and not worry about it. Actually, no, I'm not going to take a break. We have like 15 minutes left. I just realized, wow, I've been going and I didn't take a break today. That's lucky you guys. It's been fine. Honestly, it's been a very good conversation I feel like we've been having. We've been talking about a lot of fun things. I don't like to use an activator. I don't know. I get really nervous about overdoing it and then possibly like ruining the plastic in some way. So I don't mind waiting and letting it just dry normally. But yes, I probably could use an activator. I just don't. I'm actually even not sure where mine is. I know I had some. I could also break out the quick drying Tamiya cement. I just think the smell is a little stronger than what I really want to deal with, especially with it being really rainy here right now. It's been like raining off and on for several days. And to the point where like some parts of the area are getting flooding. And I don't want to risk like it starting to rain and blowing it onto my hobby desk and getting all of my stuff wet. That would not be good. Oh, I hope that you can recreate it, Sarah. What was it a recipe for? Did you mention that up above? Was it just, oh, was it the, ooh, sweet dark cherries, okay. Maybe I just haven't tried the right type of cherry, Sarah. Maybe I've only had, like, subpar cherries, because, like, a sweet cherry, I mean, that's what I'm looking for. I just want something that's a little bit sweeter. The ones that I've had in the past have definitely been, maybe they just weren't ripe. Maybe that's what it was. I'm not actually sure now. Was the recipe that you're talking about for your family recipe, was it the one for the jams? No, that was somebody else who said that. Did you mention what it was that... No, you have not. Okay, I was like, did I miss what you said, what recipe it was? What is the recipe? I'd love to know. I don't know if you guys heard it, but there was just a small child screaming outside, and it was terrifying. Like, It startled me a little bit. All right, I do think it's actually dry enough. So we're gonna go ahead. Whoop. There we go. I was about to be like, I should have dry fitted this because I don't actually know how this leg attaches, but it just slid into place and I love when that happens. I love when that happens. Section. Smooth and clean. And we're just gonna hold her up and let her dry. Oh, I've never had mincemeat before. Is mincemeat like... what flavor does it take on? Like, is it like a, like it's a roast, right? Isn't mincemeat... or is it mincemeat pie? Does it go into a pie often? So is it more like a stew a little bit in like consistency surrounded by like breading or dough of some variety? That's what I'm imagining. I've never had mincemeat before, so I could be completely off, but I feel like that's what I thought it was supposed to be. Alright, feeling good about that. Let's go ahead and start working on the next section, which is putting on the lower portions. Well, I can't really do that yet until it's fully dry. So, never mind. I'm gonna wait. I want to get this model done before we close out today, though. Go ahead and at least look at where maybe it's supposed to sit on this side, because I think... yeah, this is the side that gets... okay, I think I can get that on without it hindering the other leg, so I'm gonna do that. Slide your side there a little bit. I really, really like these skirt pieces. And I don't know why the men can't have them. I want them to all have skirt pieces. Oh, so it's not meat at all. So it's just fruits with brain. Oh, that sounds really good. So it's a dessert? Sweet and savory. I'll have to try that the next time that, like, so I've been to the UK once, and I would love to go back, and I will definitely have to try some mincemeat when I go. Okay, that's really cool. I'll have to keep that in mind. Alright, we've got that skirt on. I'm gonna try putting the other one on. Over that little... bam! It just slid right on. This girl is going together so well. Set her aside. Now we need to put the backpack. It always feels like such a giant hole in their backs for the jetpacks. in comparison, especially to like some of the Space Marine ones. But I think that's partially because their torsos are a little bit narrower, and then you just end up seeing through them, and that's what I like through. Oh, I see. That's so chunky so that it can stick out away from her back a little bit. Because then otherwise she'd burn herself as she shot off the cannons. Or the rockets to help get her up. That would be bad, and we don't want that now, do we? Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Frost and Blackwell. I'll have to look for them and see if I can find that. Ooh, I haven't had shepherd's pie in ages. But I do see that's what I was thinking mincemeat pie was more akin to shepherd's pie, which is like meat, potatoes, and like other veggies all into a pie form. Which is why I was getting them confused, but like, oh my gosh. Like I haven't had it in a long time, but the last time I did have it, I really, really liked it. As a kid, absolutely thought shepherd's pie was the worst. Like, would not eat it, thought it was gross, and then like I hit young adult, like maybe my like late teens, and my taste buds were just like, oh yeah, no, this is fine, this is okay, I have no problems with this. I assume it was just that I had like I've kind of gotten the impression as I've gotten older and I've tried things that I disliked when I was a kid and then have gone, oh, I like this now. It's one of two things. Either my taste buds have just changed, which is very likely because I know that's a thing, or it's that I had like subpar versions of whatever the thing it was that I was meant to have or be trying and just didn't like it, is what my expectation actually is at this point. Because I'm like, well, I feel like there's too many things that I like now that I used to not, and that's the reason. Still hate onions though. Still dislike onions. They're gross. Alright. We've got the arms and the head to put on. Let's do this. Last step. Got this. The gun arm on first. Figure out how. I don't remember which of you had asked about like what it was like building the Legion models, and with honestly, so far it's been pretty good. The one thing I will say that maybe is, oh my gosh, I have to sneeze. Hold on. Ugh, I really felt a sneeze coming on. I still may need to, I'm not sure. However, the thing that I have found a little bit cumbersome is sometimes the arms on at least the Mandalorian, I feel like have been a little finicky. It goes like that. Okay, I think part of it is too is just that I'm holding the miniature so far away from me sometimes because I'm wanting you guys to see some things that I'm just not showing it. I'm going to actually switch back to full screen before we end it here. Predominantly because I just want to get these last couple things glued on and I need to see them a little closer. I figure this will just be easier and still get you guys a little bit of a better view. I think that's correct. Yes. Yes. That is definitely correct. Alright, so that arm is there. Gonna set her off to the side. Actually, gonna blow on her. Wait, you hated hot dogs and hamburgers as a child, has been? You know what? I mean, I kind of can understand that. But at the same time, I don't, because I absolutely freaking love Like, I love hot dogs. I like corn dogs. I like hot dogs in a bun. Like, they're just good. Personally, that's my personal opinion. I totally get that you may not like them, and all the power to you. But like, I love pineapple and ham on pizza. Heck yeah! The best. I love a Hawaiian pizza. Anytime. Anytime. It's so good. So good. I've never had hot dog pizza though, and I'm not really sure I'd want to. But like, I love carnival food though, which is partially why I like hot dogs so much. And then hamburgers, I eat hamburgers all the time. I make hamburgers at home, go out to fast food and get hamburgers. Like, if I had to like live on one like meat-based product, hamburgers might actually be what I do, because I can do them. I can make a bunch of different styles of hamburgers just using roughly the same ingredients. So if I had to like be limited, I think that's what I would do. But like, no, you're unsubscribing because of the pineapple on pizza? Why? It's so good. It's so good. I really like it. But okay, here's the thing. Cooked pineapple is one of my all-time favorite fruits. Like, I adore grilled pineapple. You're wrong. It's delicious. Keep your mouth shut.
I'm wrong.
Yes, pineapple pizza.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard her. I am wrong. Her Lego is not here. She doesn't get to have Nope, you don't get to have any of your Lego. I'm sending it home.
No! I thought he was coming in to berate me for my love of pineapple on pizza, because he doesn't like it. He's like some of you guys, and he hates it. He thinks it's disgusting. Hold on!
Coming back.
I'm coming back! I just have boxes! Lego! Look at it! Look at my boxes of Lego! So, we may have done a little bit of shopping at the beginning of the year when they were having a bunch of sales and also a bunch of new product release. So, open all this Lego. Yes. Am I doing it right now?
It's up to you.
You guys want me to open some Lego? You want the stream to continue going for a little bit longer, and we'll open these boxes and I can show you some of the cool Lego I got? Because I think that'd be fun. What do you guys say? Oh my gosh. I got so blurry because I got so far away from the camera. Sorry. It's a lot of Lego. Right? Oh. I agree, Andrew. It is freaking delicious, and I will never let anybody tell me any differently. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm gonna open these boxes. Now, are you okay with me opening these? Okay, that's good. Wait. So many. Box one. Hold on, I'm gonna adjust the camera a little bit, make us a little taller. That way I don't have to bend over. Alright. Alright. Paper. First, it's Blacktron number 1. Because we did 4 separate orders so we could get 4 different Blacktrons. We actually have 6 because I've been to the Lego store twice since doing this order. I might have a problem. But the first thing we got was our yes, this is an unboxing, Anonymous Sakaris. You're absolutely correct. It's turned into that. We got our Blacktron, number uno. So this is one of the things that I was probably one of the more excited to build of these sets. Because we got one of the new French sets, which is 41732, and it is the Downtown Flower and Design Store. Like, this thing is huge. I absolutely love all of the purple that this building uses. And I just think this is a really cool, like, it's going to be a really great piece in my city. Like, that is the main reason I got this one. Color, and because I think it's going to be a great thing in my city. Oh, it's so good. My only, I guess, like, disappointment is, even though they've done a little bit of a redesign on these mini dolls, they're still not my favorite thing. They're still not my favorite, like, of the things.
Yeah, they still don't have a peg hole in the butt.
Exactly, and honestly, that's my biggest concern, is that, like, I just don't feel like they're as functional with the city. I feel like I'm still... Can you praise me up? Thank you. There we go, that's better. Alright, and then in this set, we also got our little VIP bag, which, again, we're going to probably be getting 4 of these. This has a bunch of extra pieces. This one is specifically themed right now to be tied to their Chinese New Year stuff. So you'll find a lot of, like... There's actually, like, there's little... One of my favorite pieces in this is the chocolate piece. They're so cute.
They sent you 2 in the same box.
Oh my gosh, I got 2 in this box. Maybe I'll have like a bazillion of these.
Dear God, why did they send even more?
I'm gonna have so many. And then we also got some of the new 501st packs, because of course we did.
Those are mine.
Yes, they are. So that is box in order number 1. Let's go ahead and look at box in order number 2. David, to answer your question about the Lion Knight's castle, I've already built one. It's a brilliant build. I absolutely loved it. It was my number 1 set of 2022, although, spoilers, I actually had something kind of trump that after I had already done that video, but technically it was a set from 2022. It is the retro spaceship. That build was freaking amazing. It was just so good. But we need to see what else we got, because we got some more cool stuff. Still hear me well enough, right? Like, I'm still loud enough for you. Ooh. This one has some more of my friend's stuff in it. Ah. Okay, we've got our second Blacktron. I'm really hoping that very soon there is a mock that, like, combines these into a big ship that will go against our larger ship. Can you go get that, actually? Can you go get the spaceship?
Sure.
I want to show that. So we got... I want it to go against our, like, spaceship, and I just think it'd be really cool. We got another VIP bag. Look at all those cool pieces in there. I'm really liking it. We have so many extra pieces. That's why I have these pieces, actually, to be able to store everything, because I need them, because I have so many. Yes, the Galaxy Explorer, Michael, that is exactly the one that I built. It's so good. The build was so good. It was just so amazing. Whoosh! Like, look how cool this is. There we go. Like, isn't it amazing? I absolutely just think this thing, like, the shape that they got for it was really cool. I love the angles. Like, look at this angle with Lego. Is that not really, really cool? Oh, it's so good. One of the reasons that we've been getting so much of the Star Wars stuff is actually so we can use it with our Legion models. All right, this is a good order. So got some more friend stuff. We have the 41735, which is the mobile tiny home, which I just think is really cute. I like the vehicle. I like the little home. I actually really like the little camping area, because again, it kind of goes with the outdoor Ren Fair farm area. Like, this is going to totally fit into my city. So I'm going to do this one. Then we've also got... This is like a totally new thing that they're doing. It's these rooms, and I really think they're cool. Of all of the mini dolls that are new, Nova's my favorite. Like, that's why we ended up getting her room. But you see the skull? This is important to me. This skull in this jar is a very important element of why I got this. The other reason I got it is because she's a streamer. I just think that's so cute. And it sort of fits what I do a little bit. So that's why we got this one. So I really got Nova. I really like Nova's room. This is a really good box. It's the TIE Bomber! I cannot wait to build this. The Star Wars Lego ships, the more recent ones, have been super cool to build in the same line that the Space Explorer was. So I'm really hoping this has some cool stuff in it. And I actually have 2 of these. There's another one in one of these other boxes. So there will be 2 of these in this order. Or in the total. And then the last thing that's in this particular set also goes with Nova and her streaming room. Except it's from the city lineup. Because we got the streaming van!
The esports
The
van.
esports van, I'm sorry.
The gaming tournament truck.
The gaming tournament truck. You were absolutely right. The 60388. As we're wondering. Pew, 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 pew. I completely agree. So many pews. But yes, this is, again, just, I mean, I'm a gamer. I felt like I needed this. I also thought it was really cool. I don't remember what it was. Somebody was talking. Oh, no, it's on Nova's. So on Nova's, like, room, what she's actually playing here is apparently the old Ninjago.
It's a fan
or
game.
Bionicle, like,
It's
fan
a Bionicle fan.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a Bionicle fan game. So if you see this one sold out a lot, it's possibly because some LEGO fans who are big fans of Bionicle and that fan game may have picked this up because it uses artwork from it. And or like, you know, it's in here. And I just think that's really cool. Like, I love how much interaction there is between, like, LEGO and their fan stuff.
Also, yeah, so, I'm tall.
You are tall.
These characters that are in the gaming
Yeah.
truck are from, like, an old classic LEGO game.
Oh, that's
So
even
these
better.
are also a reference. Like, people are really hoping they're gonna make minifigs of them.
Oh, that would be so cool. I didn't realize those ones were a reference. I knew the Nova one was, but
Yep.
I didn't realize that was too. Where did that go? I like there it is. Alright, box number 3.
Wait, did they put 2 VIP in one box and none
Correct.
in the second box?
No. We have
3 of them?
3 now.
Okay. My box.
Alright, so as you guys are probably aware, we have another Blacktron. We have another VIP box. Part of why we did so many orders was because we wanted multiples of those. But this box is entirely online only. You cannot get Monkey Kids stuff in stores, which I think is a really big shame.
In the US.
In the US. You can get it, I think it's China.
And maybe Europe.
I don't know, yeah, maybe Europe. But we got some Monkey Kids stuff, so they have some new things, and as you guys probably know, I have been obsessed with the show and this product line. We got the white elephant because I love elephants. Like, I just always have. It's been a thing. So I really wanted to get this. I don't actually know. I haven't seen this in the show.
I think it's season 3.
Okay, yeah, we haven't watched season 3 yet, but this is the Monkey Kid elephant. I just think it looks cool. I think he's got a gun.
He's got 2 guns.
He's got 2.
No, machine guns on his head.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
yeah, and there are blasters in the
In the trunk. Yeah, no, which I think is one of the, like, just funny things about it. Also, look at May on her cool, like...
Cool armor.
Yeah, like, it's just so really cool. Also, look at the bad guys. Aren't they just so rad? Oh, I hadn't noticed this.
Yeah, the carriage.
Yeah, that's cool!
Yeah, it's what they have, like, Pigsy captured it.
Oh, no! Pixie's always getting captured. Oh, I don't actually think I saw this.
What?
The base?
Oh, that's from 2022. I've been wanting it, so yeah.
I hadn't seen this one before. Oh! I just looked at it even more and I noticed the cat vehicle.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what?
And if that's a printed piece, that's huge.
That is a printed, like, I think it is.
Wow.
I love this. That is so good. Also, look at, she gets the coolest vehicles. Oh, it's got the macaques. That's cool.
Yep.
This was a surprise set for me. I didn't know about this one.
I've been telling you I want this one
Yeah,
like
no,
for
you
months.
had, but I hadn't actually looked at it, I guess. Like, I just don't think I had looked at it. Alright, so... And we also got one of our... We have a bunch of points.
Program.
So, because we're part of the VIP program, you accumulate points when you buy things, and you can use those points to pick up things, and a lot of times people use them to get sets. So, this is a little, like, tiny camera, and honestly, I think it's gonna be really fun to build. Okay, then, last but not least, box number 4. Attack of the Paper Monster. There you go. That's the one. Ah. Alright, our 4th and final VIP VIP thing. I like how we got that spare VIP piece. That was kind of funny. So we've got another one of those, as that all makes sense. And then we also got a second VIP gift with this one. And I'm really glad we found this one because we had lost the code for it, but then Chaos Cultist found it. And we got the pirate ship. This is perfect because if you guys have seen, I've been building a small collection of like theme park rides because we found a Legoland set that had just a bunch of theme parks. So I shared that recently, and this is going to be added to it because there's already a water section with like a little yellow submarine and then a pirate.
Submarine.
I don't actually know the song, so I can't sing it with you. And the little pirate like skull thing that like spins around, and it's really cool. But this is going to go with that. It's going to be perfect. We've got our second TIE bomber.
Because they had a limit of 2 that I could order.
Correct. And we were like, well, we want at least 2 of them, probably. I want to build one, he wants to build one. I just figured it'd be something cool to get. So we got 2 of those. And then, last but not least, we have one more Monkey Kid item. And that is the new Monkey Kid Team Hideout. And I just think this set looks so... There we go. I just think the set looks so cool. Like, I love all of the colors in it. I love the big, like, vulture-y bird mech thing up there. I like the shapes. And then I especially like this right here. This thing that May's in. You see those pieces? I love that.
It's a blacksmith forge.
It's a blacksmith forge with leaf top. And I don't know why, but that really charms me. And I had to get it. So this is our final set of our order from Lego. And I was not expecting this today. I was expecting it tomorrow, so the fact that it's early is incredibly cool. It's also going to freaking distract me from everything else that I need to do today. So I will need to hide all this from myself, focus, finish Darth Maul, and then we can maybe build some Lego.
Did you mention that this was basically Christmas?
This is
we've been waiting for Christmas for like 2-3 weeks.
We have. This is basically Christmas. We got gifted some gift cards to Lego for Christmas. We spent it all on this stuff, and I'm so excited. I will probably like have a big post about this or something later, but I'm really glad I got to share this with you guys. I'm going to go ahead and head out. I know I have one arm and the head left to put on that man. Words are hard. I've been going for too long. I know I have an arm and a head to put on that Mandalorian still. I'll do that off camera. You guys aren't really going to be missing much there with that. Thank you guys so much for being part of today's show. I really appreciate everything that you guys have done, like you guys being here, just how active you've been in chat. I know at the very end, I kind of got a little off of chat a little bit because I got so excited about the Lego. But seriously, you guys, you're amazing. I will see you all next time. Do you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye!
Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you later.